So the word scapula means shoulder. And the scapular that from Our Lady of Mount Carmel, similar to I always wear one, is actually a miniature of what the monks, the Carmelite monks, wear. What they wear is like over their shoulder, up to here, over their head, and to the front and the back. But for us, our scapular is just a tiny fragment of cloth. One interesting thing about the scapular is when it breaks in time, right? In time, because it's constantly touching our bodies. In time, it breaks too, due to wear and tear. When you need to replace it, that doesn't make the Blessed Mother angry. It doesn't. In fact, it makes the Blessed Mother happy because we're wearing the scapular. And if we buy a new one, it doesn't need to be blessed again. Yeah. So after you buy a new scapular, just wear it. You're good. Is that right, Miss Carmelite? See? I know something about Carmelite, even if I'm Franciscan. Now, another thing is, what is your idea of eternal life? Do you want eternal life or no?
Yes.
Let me see. Who wants eternal life? What's that supposed to be? Yes? No. So what is your idea of eternal life? Why do we want it? You see? It's good to know things. One thing I can tell you is about eternal life. Do you agree? Eternal life is about the length of life. Very, 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 very super duper long. Right? Is that how it is? You want eternal life because it's very long. It's about the length of life. If I tell you, if you gain eternal life, you will live up to 10 trillion years. Will you be happy with that? 10 trillion years. It's too long.
It's measureless, no?
You know something? It's not about the length of life. Eternal life has nothing to do with time. Did you know that? Naturally, normal people would think eternal life means time. Time is very, very long. It's eternal. It never ends. But that's not what eternal life is about. When Jesus talks about eternal life, he's not talking about time. It's not about the length of life. It's about becoming fully alive. Super important. This is what eternal life is all about. Being fully alive. Do you watch the Olympics? class is so... Are you tired? What happened? You okay? Are you sick? You make me dull too. You make me sad now. It's not about length of time, it's about being fully alive. Now, if you watch the Olympics, you'll see a lot of people who are physically alive. Yes? They can swim, they can jump, they can play whatever it is, all kinds of games. If you are 40 and above, probably you are not fully alive. Probably. There's some pain here, some pain here, some pain here. Yeah? So you're not fully alive. But is that eternal life? No? The problem here is becoming fully alive. What does it mean to become fully alive? You don't get sick. You don't get tired. You don't go hungry. You don't get thirsty. You don't feel sleepy. Yeah? You don't yawn. So let's put here, let's complete this. Becoming fully alive with God forever. That's eternal life. So, what does it tell us? When Jesus says, "Come to me, all you are heavily laden, and I will give you rest." Yes, book of Matthew. Actually, Matthew 12. Now, being in heaven means resting in God's heart. Literally. Resting. That's eternal. I assume you went to Mass yesterday? Yes?
Yep, that's a good assumption.
And I know for sure those who went to Mass yesterday, because I saw them. What was the gospel yesterday about? See?
I should take a notebook on Sunday morning because I can't remember.
I'm reading the multitude.
John 6, 1 to 6. That's the beauty of preparing the materials. You know the gospel all the time. Last Sunday is John 6, 1. In this case, 1 to 15. That's right, 1 to 15. I was thinking of Mark 6, 1 to 6 last time. Now, you know the story of the multiplication, right? I will give you a new insight. I never said this before. That's what I do. I have talked about John chapter 6, who knows how many times. But every time I speak about it, I speak about different things. And today is no exception. There's a mention in John chapter 6 that Jesus saw many people. Right? Not only Jesus, even the apostles saw many people. Many people actually is approximately 5,000 men. Now don't forget that we're talking men only. children, chances are this will be alike in the tune of 25 to 30,000 people. Understand? Generally, there are more children than adults. Yes? If there are 5,000 men, we can assume that there are also 5,000 women.
Maybe not.
More or less. And maybe more children. So, minimum 20,000. Good enough? 20,000 people. Now, let's talk about what Jesus saw. Jesus saw many people. When you see many people, what comes to your mind?
Arena.
What?
Arena. Arena, like
Arena?
football team, stadium.
The stadium? Let me tell you the difference between us and Jesus. When I see many people, it builds in me some kind of pride. Ooh, many people are listening to me. Right? Or, like the apostles, ooh, a lot of people, 5,000 men. So many people to feed. We need a lot of food. Yes? We need a lot of food. We need a lot of drinks. Maybe we need to call ShopRite. So many of them. But you know, when Jesus sees a lot of people, you know what comes to his mind? It will blow your mind.
That's what comes to his mind.
When Jesus sees vast crowd, what comes to his mind is plentiful harvest. A lot of people to reach, a lot of people to save, a lot of souls to save. How many human beings like you and me would think along that way? Who are fond of going to New York?
Excuse me?
Who of you want to go to New York? Why don't you want to go to New
It's
York?
too crowded.
Oh, many people? You don't want to go to New York because there are many people. You see? That's a human way of thinking. We don't want to see many people because it's too noisy. We don't want to see too many people because that means there are too many. We need more attention to protect our belongings.
There's more crime.
Right? Well, how different is that from Jesus? Very different. When Jesus looks at vast crowd, he's thinking of souls to save. He's thinking of plentiful harvest to harvest. We need workers. We need workers in this vineyard so we can harvest all this plentiful harvest. Harvest is plentiful, but few laborers, so he says. See how beautiful it is? I thought you and I want to be like Jesus. That's why we receive Jesus every Sunday. Or every day for some people. The people who go to Mass every day, they should be like Jesus now, right? Now, I will go back to this point later. But I will relate this to the gospel yesterday. That's why I talked about this. So therefore, what we're saying is, Jesus looks at plentiful harvest, many souls to save, many souls to reach out to. Who of you, be honest with me, unto yourself, who of you, when you see vast crowds, wow, a lot of people that I can serve, a lot of people that I can show Jesus to, a lot of people that I can shed the light of Jesus to. Who of us will think that way? Ooh, a lot of guns, a lot of criminals, a lot of noise. See those 6, 7 women in the subway in New York? There was this 63-year-old man in the subway, quiet by himself. And then these women boarded the train, and they were really super duper noisy. They were really noisy. And they were banging the side. So the gentleman said, Excuse me, ladies, can you tone it down? Please, tone it down. You know what they did? They beat him. Bad, really bad. And one of them had a knife. Even stabbed him by the shoulder. Women. One of them teenager. Is that what we see when we see vast crowds? Is that what we think when we see many people?
But depends on the area where we're at. I mean, our mind is set to be logical depending on the situation. I mean,
I'm telling you the disparity between Jesus' mind and ours. Big difference. When you and I start thinking, looking at our neighbors as souls to reach out to, when? The Spanish speaking do say, ¿cuándo? When? When do we start thinking that these are souls that need to be saved? That's what Jesus thinks all the time. That's one thing. So imagine, that's one point I wish had been mentioned yesterday, and I was waiting. This is one opportunity for people to frame up their mind. When they see many people, it means opportunity to serve. Matthew 28 says, whatever you do to the least of this, you do it to me, right? So Jesus says. So why can't you and I adopt that thinking that whenever we see people, these are souls to reach out to, these are souls to be saved. And these are souls that we need to introduce Jesus to. Instead of being afraid. Oh, a lot of people. You're afraid. Oh, a lot of people. Noise. Oh, a lot of people. Guns. Oh, a lot of people. Crime. See? And Jesus saw the 5,000. Remember he tested Philip? What did he tell Philip? What did he ask him? Remember? From yesterday's gospel?
Where can we buy nothing?
Where can we buy? Jesus knew what to do. Jesus knew what to do, there's no doubt about it. But he was testing Philip.
on the phone and off the back. So it's like at least 200 days.
200 days worth of wages to give little to each one. Little. Not much. Just to give little. Imagine that. Which brings us to the second thing.